In November 2017, we moved to the beautiful Ynys Môn, the island of Anglesey in northwest Wales, to begin the adventure of developing a 12-acre smallholding and planting a church, all while learning to be parents for the first time. Moving to a tiny rural village called Paradwys, which is Welsh for paradise, our pioneering journey has seen us venture way out of our comfort zone, trying new things, succeeding at some and facing challenges in others. This is our way to share our journey, encourage you with yours, and of course share plenty of inspiring scenery and cute shots of animals and our young family. We are the Radbourne family, and this is Paradwys Diaries. So yes, welcome to Paradwys Diaries today. So we're actually going to have a chat with John, who is now our resident expert on tree pruning and making sure that our fruit trees get the best out of them as we can. So here is John and my little interview with him, following him around the trees after he'd spent the afternoon learning and pruning these new trees behind us. So here's John. He's going to show us a little bit about what he was up to a couple of weeks ago as he was pruning the trees and what basically to do. So John, show us, what do we need to do?
Well, first what we need is Phil from down the road, who's my expert on all things trees. Anything I say now, anything correct comes from him, and all mistakes will come from me. So apologies, Phil, if I say anything wrong in the next few minutes.
So Phil used to work for
Orchards down in Kent,
didn't he?
Yeah.
Sussex, so he genuinely is an expert and used to do this for a living. Right, John.
Okay, so these are our young trees that were planted 2 years ago,
Last year.
ago? Oh,
yeah.
1 year ago, okay. So what we've been doing here, what Phil showed me how to do, is to stake them out to stop rock, so the root balls don't get loose, and also to give them shape. And it's to train the branches just a bit so it allows air into the plants. Okay, so different varieties. Now what Phil informed me, and this was all news to me, I thought all trees got cut in winter and trimmed, but evidently you don't do that with cherries. You leave those till the summer, otherwise they'll get a fungal infection. The actual main stem itself, we've used this soft plastic hosing really, and that'll grow with the plant and give some give with it.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah,
what's happened here?
This was one of our young ones from last year. I thought there might be something living still in it, but we cut it back, and as you can see there, it's dead as a doornail. So that one's waiting to be pulled up really now. Our heritage apple, pear and cherry and plum trees, and these really haven't been trimmed for, well, many years anyway, and some of them are looking pretty out of shape. So we've just started this year our first lot of trimming, and Phil, my mentor, tells me that you should, after trimming, be able to see an even symmetrical shape to the tree, and if you're a bit of a distance away, you shouldn't really know that it's actually been trimmed. Now obviously there's still a lot to go with this, they're not totally balanced out, but we're getting there. This one in particular was in a bad way, and we needed to make sure that it was trimmed so that there's a certain amount of twang in the branches. So this again, it's all new to me.
It's a good twang.
This branch here
good
is
twang.
a wobble. See that for a wobble? Now that wobble means that won't really be strong enough to hold any fruit. So this one, it's got a nice twang to it.
I see.
The twang, and then it holds the fruit, and that's the principle behind it. But you can't cut a tree back too much each year, otherwise you'll take all the energy out of it, and it won't have energy to really produce any fruit for you the next year.
It's been trimmed in a few different places, making sure we've got the twang. I like that. There you go.
A better looking one, even though there's fewer branches on this, it's much more spread out, and the branches here are also more horizontal, so the air can get around it and the light can get in. So we had to chop You only need one lead branch, otherwise they'll crowd each other out. So that's the reason for that one being chopped down, to keep one lead. You'll also notice near the base, and that primarily is to make ease of maintenance, and also so because the sheep are going to be here. That's that cherry, and that's why that's still looking very, very unkempt at the moment, and that's really a summer job to be trimmed back.
So recap, air, light,
yeah, and
twang.
And you want your branches, your growing branches, which is why we got the string there, to grow maximum about 20 degrees out from the stem.
There we go. Great. So it's a process over a few years, but we'll get there, and hopefully we'll have these producing some lovely fruit in the next few years. Thanks, John.
Okay. Now, bear in mind, I know nothing. That is all from Phil.
So it's great that we get to sort of manage these spaces and trying to, just learn something new, inviting people in to show us, trying to learn something, end up making up our own rules a little bit and getting it wrong and then having to relearn. But we're getting there. It's all good fun. So yeah, hope you've learned something new today, enjoyed seeing this, enjoyed seeing just what we get up to, and we'll see you next week on Paradwys Diaries.